Welcome back to Poetry and Police.
Right now, sometimes Jamaican people believe in only certain kind of justice, the justice that suits them. The justice that suits them, a mother's cry, a father's cry. Well, not a father's cry so much, but more like a mother's cry. And I am an experienced police officer, and I've worked in various areas in the police department. I have experience in those areas. And let's talk about the Mario Dean's case, because I've been following this case, and I have been following the Mario Dean's. Well, let me explain what is the Mario Dean's case. The Mario Dean's case is a situation where a young man was arrested for probably smoking ganja or possession of ganja, something like that, and placed in lockups at the Barnett Street Police Station in St. James. Now, while in custody, in the first place, I don't know why this man was in custody for that kind of minor offense. Why didn't somebody come to bail him? Because it's a bailable offense. So I would assume that nobody came to bail him, and if somebody came to bail him, why was he not granted bail? That's a question that the police station need to answer, or the parent of this man. Now, this man was in custody when he was battered, beaten by other prisoners. Listen to people. This is the key word. By other prisoners. He was beaten by other prisoners. And he was unalive as a result of that ordeal. Now, mother seek justice, and as usual, the police is always to be blamed. The man was beaten by other prisoners. No, this case has been going on for the longest while. The mother is seeking justice all over the place. Remember, people, he was beaten by other prisoners. There's nowhere in evidence that says the police order other prisoners to beat Mario. He was beaten by other prisoners. Alright. Now, the case has been dragging on for a long while. And now finally, there's a conviction in the case of all three officers that were on duty at the time. So all the officers were convicted for manslaughter involving gross negligence. So they are saying that, the judge is saying that Mario's being unalive was negligence on the part of the police officers because they did not carry out their duties. They did not carry out their duties. And people are crying out that because the judge gave the police officers, after the conviction, the judge ordered non-custodial sentence for two of the police officers because of the offense, because they were of good character. And one police officer was convicted for perverting the course of justice. That simply means that when Maria was beaten, she attempted to hide something. I don't know why she did that, but that was the case. And because she was the supervisor in the case at the time. That's why she was convicted. Now, she was bailed at the same time because she appealed her case. A lot of people don't understand that when you appeal, you can be granted bail. Now, manslaughter involving gross negligence is no big offense. It's no big offense. It is no big offense. And the police officers could not be charged for anything else. And I'm even wondering in the first place, why was the police officers even charged for manslaughter involving gross negligence? How many of you people have ever been in a cell and see how a cell run? When you put prisoner in a cell, anything can happen in those cells which is out of the control of the police. especially at lockups. Lockups are not like prison. There's a lot of people to cells, especially if you check all Huntsby, all 10, 20 man in a one cell. So you're going to tell me that if a man beat a man and kill him and unalive him in a cell, it is a policeman's responsibility to stop that? That is a police officer's fault? Regine, the mother of Mario keep making a lot of noise and talk about police this and police that. In the first place, police officer did not beat your child. So why is that you're blaming the police? Everybody seems to be blaming the police, blaming police, blaming police. Yes, it is the actions of the police after Mario was unalive, was beaten by other prisoners and unalive caused this upon themselves. Yes, they caused this upon themselves because they panicked and did not do what they were supposed to do as police officers. But that does not amount to manslaughter involving gross negligence. They should have never been charged for anything in the first place. Maybe perverting the course of justice, as you say, like failing to report the thing afterwards. But how? The question is, where's the prisoners that have been charged for Mario's, for unaliving Mario? Nobody no talk or who. So guess what now? Mother want justice, so the closest thing to justice is police. Police cannot control what goes on in the cell. The only question that I'm asking about this case is why did Mario was not given station bail? Why did somebody not bail him? Why was he in custody for just a ganja spliff unless he was suspect in other matters? That is the question I'm asking. Now everybody bowl up and everybody a chat. Jamaican people as usual hate the police, anti-police. Blame the police for everything. Now this woman vexed because her child is dead and she blamed the police. Nobody never sent him on road to go smoke ganja in the first place. Huh? Nobody never did that. The only question I'm asking, why wasn't he on bail and why was he in custody? Because normally man don't spend custody in jail for ganja split when somebody comes to bail him unless he's a suspect in some other offense. So these people are hyping up this mother now about sue the state. Yeah. Because now, it would cases like these, it look like there's some political influence. Yes. Cases like these. You don't have to look further as a police officer to know that there's certain type of influence in this case for police to be charged in this case because a man died in the jail. How is that the job of the police? How is that the responsibility of the police? How is that the fault of the police if other prisoners unalive a prisoner? How is that? How is that? The only reason why if the man was beaten and the police did not take any action, and that is where it comes down to. The police did not take any action. If the police did not take any action, and the actions that the police took was unprofessional, it's unprofessional conduct at best. But yet, police officers were charged for manslaughter involving gross negligence. So now people are vexed with the decision of the judge because the police officers were given non-custodial sentence. Non-custodial sentence. What else could have been done? If the judge himself were looking into the case and said this is BS, that's why they were given a non-custodial sentence. I am telling you that. Because in the first place, they should have never been charged for that. Whosoever charged them for that was, I don't know who was influenced them or what to bring these charges about. Who you were trying to please? Who you were trying to please? The prisoner was beaten and unalive by other prisoners, not the police. So why is the police charged? What kind of face we are trying to save? I can understand the pervert in the course of justice charge if the supervisor hid certain things. Fine. But even so, what offense did the supervisor prevent? That's a lot of things. It comes down to a lot of things. And I know that the supervisor will win her appeal. Look, I'm telling you that.